What's up, you guys? Happy Wednesday night to everybody. Hope all is well. And we'll let everybody fill in, man. Then we'll get jamming. I hope everybody's doing well, man. What's shaking, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you. Denver, how are you, man? What's going on, Joey? Good to see you, buddy. Frank, what's up, man? What's up, dudes? Check it out. I just cut my fingernails short so I don't ruin my cards. Got my card fingers ready. Got some cards picked out. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm doing good, you guys. I hope that you're doing well too. I'm looking forward to springtime is what I'm looking forward to. What's up, you guys? What's going on? Well, look at this is I took a shower for the first time in about a few minutes ago, so I'm feeling clean. So good to see you guys. What's up? Let me get my towel. I'll probably need this for tonight. And no sound. Can you guys hear me? Tell me if I see the JP said no sound. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me, because I've had bad internet for the past week. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Good. All right. We'll just have to deal with the hopefully the internet works, all right? And we'll work on cards together, all right? Yeah, man, you guys, I live in Metro Detroit. And no, I don't have a guitar shop, but I kind of do. I like my own. Cards are very important to me, but also jamming is, so I like amps too. I like amps, pedals, guitars, cards, I feel fortunate that I didn't grow up much past 14 or 15. I've been about the same. So always had a cool card collection and a cool guitar collection, So, but it's good to see you guys, man. And tonight, got 3 cards. I have, and I always feel like I pronounce everybody's name wrong. Elly de la Cruz. Elly? I think that's how you say it. But you know what I like? Looking for cards that are graded already, that are 6s, 5s, 6s, that look good. I can't see any missing paint or anything. And I'll just buy them, for projects, or pick them up for just projects. So I got a Elly de la Cruz. And I liked it because, look at it. It looks like a 1975 Topps. And I'm sure all you modern baseball collectors are like, yeah, dude, duh. It's common. But to me, it's cool. Looks like a 75 Topps. But the cool part is, the people over at PSA, they gave it a 6. So I'm always curious, when I see a 6, I'm like, let's see what's inside. You know what I mean? So I opened that up. So I'll show you that. That's one of my favorites, you guys. I love stickers. You guys like Michael Jordan stickers? So I got one of those. It's dirty. It's got stuff to do to it. Then all you lovely TCG people, you're turning me into a Pokemon shopper. So I got a Shadowless Venusaur. I'm sure it's I'm pronouncing the wrong vowel with my Michigan accent. I'm sure it's called I say Venusaur. Could be something pronounced something different, but I can't fake it, man. I don't know everything about every card, but I know how to fix them up nicely, and I'll teach you guys all the stuff I know. And let's do it tonight. All right. So that was kind of my thing. I spent the last couple weekends. You guys like going? I like Sunday nights when the auctions are ending. I'll always go to the what's one I do? Topps, I think, or Fanatics is on Sunday nights, and then I'll look. I'll filter my searches by PSA 6 or PSA 7. I don't even care what the card is. I'll just be like, ooh, it's not missing any paint. Let's see if we can do something cool. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you guys are here tonight, man. Thanks for everybody being here. Let's turn this around. I'll show you guys if you're ever curious of what constitutes a PSA 6 on a card from 2024, because we've opened them up before and found next to nothing. But this one I found something, and I'm gonna show it to you. All right, so let's get this thing turned around. All right, so here's the old workshop, you guys. And if you haven't been here before, I welcome you, and you're always welcome here. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care, and I like to work on these cool cards and share share just like a lot of the things that you can do with like some simple things like card spray, like card care kit. We'll use some card spray, card polish. We'll use all the simple stuff. But I think you guys, really simple stuff that is really practical and easy to do. And it's freaking fun. All right. So like, there's my sales pitch. It's fun. It's good to do. But I want to start, you guys. I want to do MJ and Venusaur next, but check this out. So Elly de la Cruz. So it's like the heritage. I like that. You know, that's cool because it looks like the 1975 tops. So check it out. Online, when you look at the card, looks pretty good from the front, right? I think so. Looks good. Then on the back, looks better than most of my 1975 Topps cards that look like this. So I'll tell you that. It looks pretty good back there. But remember, it's a 6. So, like, what do you think it is, right? So it's like, look at it right there, and I'll be like, all right, why do I think it's a 6? And then check it out. I look at it under the light, and there's a big old dent going up from his hand, if you guys can see his hand. And then in the number 44. So that sucks, doesn't it? But I think I can fix it, you guys, and I think I can show you how to do it. I don't think it's going to be super, super tricky. But and you know what? Right before, I was just answering my messages before we jumped on this live. And I can't remember who sent it to me, but it was just a second ago. And I said, wait a second, watch my live. I'm going to be going on in a second. Your card has the same issue. A guy just sent me a picture. And the weird part is, it doesn't look like a factory issue. It looks like somebody shoved their finger into it. So, like, when I see factory issues, they're usually like a 6. Usually it's like something that goes all the way across the card, or it's like some machine-looking thing. That doesn't look very machined to me, so I don't know what's going on with these. And it's not an autographed card. It should never have been handled by a person. I imagine a bunch of machines made this, but maybe it just got screwed up getting opened. But here's what I want you guys to do when you see something like this. We need a couple things. So let's get one of these. And we'll get one of these. And I just want to get a little bit of card spray. Now, if you guys might think to yourselves, well, just put it between the pads and plates and put some spray on it. Yeah, we will likely have to do that. But what I want to do right first here, you guys, is I want to teach you something that I like to do. I try to do as much stuff as I can manually before I just have to kind of leave it up to pads and plates, which is a great move. But let me show you something. So, for example, I want to take a little bit of card spray and put it in the little valley there. But I don't want it to be like, you know, a big old drop like that. I want it to be like a snail trail, you know, like picture a cartoon where the snail leaves a trail like that. So I just want to leave a little snail trail. Cool? So we're going to get this like that. I'll zoom in a little bit. And I don't think this will likely pop it all out, but it's how we're going to get it started. I wish I could get an angle for you guys. Like, all right. So let's do first, we'll go over the, we'll go for like the 44 right there on this chest. And here's the thing, guys, like picture the key is the amount. You see how I just put a little bit of card spray on there? It's not a big drop. That's going to dry up pretty quick. And actually it's going to probably absorb into the 44 a little bit. So it's almost like I'm painting with it, but I'm not using any force. You don't want any friction. I'm just barely making contact with this area right there. But just that little bit of moisture should be able to help us get a head start. Okay? So keep watching. And I thank you guys for being here. I appreciate everybody being here to watch tonight. And tonight we got 3 cards. So we got the Elly here. We got a cool second-year Michael Jordan sticker. And we got a Venusaur, a Shadowless Venusaur from 1999. All right, so I'm also now, guys, going to go down the, I just put a little bit of moisture on that 44, and isn't that funny how it's already starting to come up a little bit, right? It can be that easy sometimes, but that big gash from his hand all the way into his jersey, we're going to do like a little snail trail there too. That was a good snail trail. See that one? Practice that move, you guys, because that little thing right there that we just hit, just that little line, and let it sit for a sec. You could sit here and just do that a handful of times. You could probably get those out of there. But I haven't worked on this Topps Heritage yet. But I mean, just by picking it up, it feels like every other. Hey, John, what's up, you guys? Thanks for joining. But from this right here, you guys, is pretty much the same as pretty much any modern paper card. It has a nice paint finish, but it takes in moisture a little bit. All right, so we're going to do that. And I just want to, if you guys don't mind, we're just going to hang and watch it for a second. So those are the two indents that we had on it. And the amount of moisture that I have on there, that light amount that I have can dry. And it will not leave like a weird spot, a wet spot, or anything like that. Hopefully that little tension from that moisture and those little spots I have it in will just start lifting that paper up, you guys, and putting it back in place. Hey, you guys doing anything for spring break, man? You guys taking your families anywhere or doing anything fun? I'm getting my head wrapped around it. We're doing a family getaway at the end of the month. So I'm kind of looking forward to it, if I'm going to be honest. Kind of going on vacation with my boys will be 13 here in about a month. My daughter will be 15 in about a month. Yo, in Cancun. I like that. So we're going to Jamaica here in a month. So I'm going to go be my wife and I have always said it's a trip when you take your kids and it's a vacation when it's just without kids, but we're going to make it awesome. We're going to do our best. So see, guys, I just want to give it a head start, and then I'm going to show you something, and we're going to move on to the next one. Because, I like that. Spring break is fixing Wayne Gretzky rookie crease. I like that. It is. It is a good time to do some card care stuff, man. You get some time off. I always line up weekend projects. Look at you guys. I'll show you, projects. I always got them lined up. You know what I mean? It's I just buy stuff that's cool to show you guys over there and just stack it up, So, I'll come downstairs and think, all right, what should we do? Let's do a new card, let's do an old card, and let's do a Pokemon card. So I'm a planner. I like getting them all lined up. So the reason why I just did the snail trails, you guys, is I just want to get those spots a little bit damp. Didn't do a ton, but I think that we can get, just based on our standard approach of good old card sandwich, I think that we'll get a nice movement out of it at least. And if I fail miserably, I'll show you, of course. But I think that we'll do a good job. So here's the thing, you guys. The back, I don't need to really spray the back pad. It's all on the front, So here's what I'm going to do. Let me turn this thing around. All right, following me? All right, so now we'll get this. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to do, we'll just hit this a few times. The thing is, I'm going to hold this. Here's the key, the key thing here, because you guys will see what I'm doing, but I want to explain how I'm doing it, okay? So, we're going to do 6 sprays, right? But I'm this far away, so it's just, I'm watching the pattern I like. I want a nice glistening pattern, and I don't want it looking heavy or wet. I just want it damp, okay? And then you might think, well, why the heck do you want to do the whole card when the problem's only this one isolated spot? Here's the thing. That surface is all connected. So when you can get light moisture like we just did right there and hold it evenly That's one of the key things, evenly. Let me get this together, you guys, and I'll finish my point. But when you can hold it like this, those are what I was looking for. The entire surface right now, with that spray that we just did, it's not going to get the card wet. It's gonna get the card damp. All right, so it's going to get the card damp. And if you guys watch regularly, or if it's your first time, doesn't matter. You don't have to like pay attention to everything. But a couple of weeks ago, we did a Derek Jeter rookie with tons of indents on it. That card wasn't graded. It was just something I got from a card show that was all beat up, and I thought it would just be a fun demo, and it was. But this one was cool because it was graded a PSA 6, and it caught my eye. I'm like, what the heck is it? The card looks centered. It's not missing any paint around. But I know if a card gets a 6, it usually deserves it. So in this case, it had 2 big indents in it. So the reason that I got the whole surface of the card lightly damp is because here's what's going to happen in here. Between tonight, tomorrow, like this one's done, you guys. I can just put it on the table. That's as far as we're going to get it tonight. But the thing is, I want you to do on yours at home, do a little bit of card spray in the valley. Get that like a little bit, maybe like a little pre-treat or a little head start. So when you do this, it's all going to get equally damp together. That indent, in a perfect world, and consistently, like we show and like you guys do too, it's going to make that surface a little bit softer, where it will kind of pop back out and come back to the original position. That's the key, the original position, because that indent's not the original position. So we'll get that indent out, and then that light amount of card spray we put on there, it's all going to be dry by the time I open this up. This is not a project, guys and girls, that I am going to be opening, looking at the change in the card mats or anything like that. One full cycle is going to be holding this thing until it's dry, which will probably be, we did 5 or 6 mists. I bet you it will hold some dampness until it's 10 o'clock here, my time, probably until lunchtime tomorrow, probably about noon. It'll probably stay damp, and that's when I'll check it. And if it looks awesome, I'm just going to say great, and I'm going to just clip it back up and leave it. Because even if it looks awesome tomorrow, it's still going to have a higher relative humidity than the room that I'm in right now. So if I take it out, what's going to happen? It's going to do that, right? So I'm going to hold it. And the longer you hold a card that's dry, between dry pads, it's going to acclimate to the humidity of your room. So if you ever, got a little bit of a wonkiness to it, sometimes you got to respray your pads, hold it again, and I'll say, hold it, dry it, get it flat, and then when it's flat, take it out, put it in put it in a sleeve and hold it. It's because the humidity is not right yet. It's still got to get to the right one. So I know I talk a lot, but I hope that helps you guys, because I know you love doing these projects with me at home. You fun card restoration people. So all right, so that's it. That's this one. Let me put this thing over here, and let's do the Venusaur next, if that's cool with you guys. So we'll do Venusaur next. Yeah, I know. See, hey, you say you guys don't notice me without my hat on. I know. I took off my hat about an hour ago, and my hair was like stuck to my face and to my head, and I'm like, oh, dude, I got to take a shower. so since I knew you guys were coming over, man, I had to go take a shower. I had to shave, and when company's coming, you got to look good. So I'll do my best. All right. But we'll do the Venusaur here in a second. Let me drop this off over here. All right. So the reason I'm doing all this movement, you guys, is like something that helps me too, is I have a desk that goes up and down. So with all the work I'm doing, I'm sitting on a drum throne. That's where if you hear it squeaking, I'm sitting on, this is actually a really good card care stool, because you're not going to bump your elbows on something. I always like being arms free. It's good for playing the guitar on a chair like this too, but the point is you're not going to hit your arm or something like that working on a card. So I don't like having armrest or stuff if I'm sitting, but usually I stand. So let me stand up, we'll flip it around, and the desk that goes up and down is helpful. It's not a must, but I mean, if it's something you guys, you guys want to see Coco? Hey, Coco. Coco, everybody want to say hi to you? Hey, sweet girl. There's Coco. You guys know my dogs don't ever go too far away from me, but I don't know where I don't know where my husky boy is tonight. And frankly, I don't want him down here because he just comes around. I got enough of his husky hair all over my shirt. So, all right, Venusaur, let's go. So let me show you guys this one. And this one caught my eye because it was graded a 3.5. And I thought, all right, that's not not the best score, but it's a cool card. And usually when I think of a 3.5, I think it's something that's really beat up. So I thought, from an auction pictures, this looked good from an auction picture. So there's the front. So this is how I buy cards, right? You guys, I'm looking at them the best I can, like you guys do. And Fanatics does good pictures. I like their pictures. But then I looked at the back, and I know it's a 3.5, so I'm okay. I know it's going to have some white edges and stuff. But I was thinking to myself, that shouldn't constitute a 3.5. So then let's take a closer look. So that's how they look on the computer. But when you get them home, they can look different, right? So we got some spots on this one. The holographic area it's got a lot of scuffs in it. We got kind of stuck on stuff, right? Then you guys, I think the main reason, all those are part of it, but the main reason I think this card was graded a 3.5 is because there's some, where is it? Okay, right here. There's some dents up here in the corner. And then the biggest one is, it's got a big crease going across the back. And it's dirty. And you guys see the big crease? I hate creases like that. But, man, these good old Pokemon cards have been freaking lovely. I can't say it's all going to go away, but I figured let's do it together. Because it's cool to buy project cards that are 3.5s and clean them up. So it's dirty. That's a great question. I just had somebody say, how easy is it for beginners to get micro scratches out of a hollow? And it's really, you guys, cleaning a card is really easy. Let's clean this up. We'll watch the show right now. We'll do this. And, and you guys getting a card graded is, I get that question every day. It's a good question. You're not going to have a hard time getting a card graded, probably ever. It's at least with the stuff I teach. I mean, you guys with card spray, card polish, this type of stuff. You're not it's not like a makeup, it's not going to stay on there or it's not a trick, it's just cleaning it, So it would have been cooler if grading services would recognize that tons of people love cleaning cards and getting little dings and dents out of them and tons of people don't like altering cards, cutting them or trimming them. I think almost all collectors would say that's nonsense. But cleaning them with products that are made for papers or plastics to get little stains off and dents off, it would have been cool if grading services would have been the same rules apply. If we catch trimmed cards, colored cards, or forgeries, we're going to call you out. But if we get a really nice, pretty clean card, what are you supposed to say? I think it used to be dirty. It just kind of is a weird thing. So feel free to get your cards graded if you guys want. I just don't. But I mean, if you're like me and you're I'm going to make this video of this card and send it to PSA and have all these people watch it and then get the results tomorrow and show you. Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people would go and tattle on me like they have in the past and try to make them decertify your card. So just don't make a video. Don't make a video. And and it's a shame that some of the most popular services like grading companies want to make people lump card cleaning of a 25-year-old card into altering. So it's confusing, but feel free to clean your cards, you guys. I just hopefully one day at a time, we'll continue to show people and that it's not it's fun and it's not it's not that tricky. It's just kind of getting junk off that's been on these for a long time, But good question. I always get it, and I always feel like it's such a confusing thing. But right now, you guys, I'm just going over the borders here and trying to get these. So look at this already. Yeah, and see, and that's, you guys, I don't even like to have any, because all my customers will jump on here and say, Yeah, man, clean all my cards and send them in, and it's because I love cards. It's like I don't want a bunch of this like this already. If you guys can even tell, see how that brown just from going like this. If you love cards, how would you not want? If you love cards, how would you not want to like get the mold off of it? I could never just sit there and be like, oh, it's moldy. Well, it's gonna get worse and worse, and eventually it's gonna go to total crap, But I'll show you this here in a second, you guys. These were all, anytime you run into that mold, those black spots are on the edges. Card spray is really good at this. And I'm not pushing hard. There's this like chunk of food or something that was on this side I just want to get off. Got it. You guys, there's a big old brown thing stuck on that edge. I got it. All the little black things are starting to fade away. Then, you guys, the back is dirty too. And I am going to have to hold this card between pads and plates. But I want to clean it first. I don't want to do the dent removal process with a real dirty card, right? So, because I don't want to hold all this dirt on this card. I can tell you what, this card was never prepped before getting graded. I can tell you that. Because it's a dirty card. All right? Yeah, and I tell you guys too, like probably a lot of people even on this video right now are watching it. A lot of people like to grade cards, but I bet you 10 times more people don't even grade cards. They just love collecting them and displaying them and looking at them, and I've been up to ever since I was young. I've always been like real good at taking care of my property. Like you see all the guitars behind me, they're meticulous. You see all like every car I've owned is meticulous. I've just always been big on taking care of your property. So you guys, you can see this card would benefit nicely from a nice card polish, but I'm not going to do it yet because I need to work on getting this crease out. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save the card polish to the end. But what I did so far was I've cleaned the card just with card spray, front and back. We can do this to show you guys like how a holographic area cleans up, because I had somebody ask me. And then I had, that's funny, Big City Collects wrote, I'm addicted to grading. And that's fine too, you know what I mean? Like, hobby however the heck you want, you know what I mean? So somebody said, can you show us how to clean up a holographic area? I will do that, and I'm also going to do a card polish on this card at the end. But this one doesn't have anything, like, it's just kind of dingy. Like, look in the green. Do you guys see how, like, the green has this card was used in games, right? This card was played. You can see cuts into it. But let me show you what it looks like. I will, and I had, you guys, I had some, like, really, really impressive grading jumps before. I think that, like, the ones I liked the most were the ones where I'd find cards that were in altered slabs, because I would look at them and I could tell that the corners were all shiny or pinched from screw downs, and I'd fix those. And they'd go from altered to, like, a 7 or an 8. And it's always stuff, like, from Walter Payton's rookie year to, like, Jordan stuff. Like, the stuff that the screw case is really messed up, And so, it's cool to get something to go from, an altered card to something that scores high. But really, to me personally, you guys, my customers probably all have their own groove and do what they do, whatever grading wise. I probably get, I don't know, maybe personally now, not a ton, but like maybe a couple hundred cards graded a year out of cards that I like. But I just keep them. So I don't sell anything right now. I just like to build my collection and buy cool stuff. And a lot of my favorite stuff, I just like the way it looks, and I'll just display it. But I understand if you grade cards, it's like, or you sell cards, it's kind of like grading services are kind of like the tax man. You gotta pay to sell, or it's just you won't get top dollar. So I get it. But look at this, you guys. I'll show you something cool. So remember how we just, it was all had a lot of heavy play in it? Now can you see the richness of it, and it has like the nice green. You can see this, like the sparkle come back. Isn't that cool? So that doesn't take skill or talent. It just takes putting some card polish on there and wiping it off. You know, I work real hard to create cool products and like stuff like this that, you know, you can safely put on these nice cards. So I'm like proud of that, but using it should never be hard, you guys. Yeah, I love that. PS, a Pete Rose from a 3 to a 7. That's huge. I'll tell you one of my favorite ones, you guys. I have, I love boxing cards. I've, 1948, I'll show you this. You guys probably watched some of these. If you guys watch my videos, I cleaned up this Johnny Hop. I made an example out of this card. It's a 48 leaf, but they make boxing cards out of the 48 leaf set too. I had, I took some of the boxing cards that were graded a 3 to 7s because they were so dirty. And that was like really cool. And I like getting those graded because they're super old and stuff. So here's you guys what I want to do. We got to see if we can get this crease out. So I'm going to have to follow up with you in the next day or two or something. But I want you guys to do this just like I did tonight. Get the dirt off. I know that the surface is grody, and we'll come back and card polish it and try to like bring some life back to it. Just like we did the front, because the front looks great. And the borders look great. Nice and clean now. But let's, here's a key part too. I'm sorry if I'm talking a lot, but I got to explain this. This card has some play on the back, right? So that means it will probably take in moisture easily. So I don't want to screw it up and get it all textury and looking bad. So I just wanted to keep this very light and very simple. So what I'm going to do is we'll get a couple more plates. And I'm going to do the same, but I am going to do both sides of this card, you guys, because I just want to keep it evenly damp, okay? So, yes, the question I just got asked was, will I do a second soak if the first soak does not fully clean the card? Now, it won't be a soak, you guys, but it'll just be some light spray. And if we're talking about the Elly De La Cruz baseball card we just did, yes, like what I'm going to do here, you guys, I'll turn around and talk here in a second, but, well, I got to do the spray back here, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing. All right, hey there. So I turn this around, it's like my face super close. I'm like, hey. All right, so this. I don't want to mess up the texture on that Pokemon card. It's the number one way you'll mess them up, is getting them too wet. So if you take them to the dark side, they don't come back. So take your time. That card is 26 years old now, so it's not going anywhere. Take your time. And if you ever watch this stuff, nope, don't soak the Pokemon. And I'm working on it right now. We're going to put card spray on this right now, and we're going to finish it up. So we just clean the Pokemon. Clean them before you do this wrinkle treatment, because you don't want to be pushing dirt and stuff and holding it on the surface. No good. No good. So we're going to do a front and back spray. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do it. So I'm just going to do light card spray. I can come back and do this to this thing as many times as I want. So I'm just going to, tonight, I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3. Just 3 light mists. And I'm going to put that down. That's going to be on the front of the card. And we're going to do the same thing. Just 3 light mists on the back. Let's flip it around. So there's our front misted pad is already down there. And if you guys are just one more look here, I'm just trying to get rid of these big old crease going across the back of this card. And if I can, I'll be happy with myself, because it's a really cool card. And I really like the Pokemon cards that I've been looking for have all been kind of stuff from like the 90s. And I'm sure, I'll venture out and get a little bit more acclimated with stuff, but I really like the old ones. And my sons, every time we go looking for Pokemon stuff, that's the stuff they're attracted to too. So we've been kicking it old school, but I'm going to keep it simple like this. And, all right, same thing. I'm going to hold this all night. As tempted as I want to open it up and start peeking on it, listen, here's why you're not going to do that. It's like baking something and keep on opening the damn oven and letting the heat out. Don't do it. I need this card. This is precise with the Pokemon stuff. I have to let the back and the front get lightly damp. And while it's getting lightly damp, the compression is always going to be there. It's always going to be pushing. And I need it to stay flat, because if I open this up, it's going to start drying right in front of me, and it's going to move. I can't mess this process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep holding this like this until, just like my Elly card that we started, tomorrow at lunch, I'll check on this. I don't want to keep on opening these cards, because I don't want to start over. And when you can do a full cycle, light mist like we just did, hold it for 12 hours, 14 hours, whatever, then take a look at it, you're going to start seeing, all right, the card was lightly damp, it was held, it came back, then you know what to do, because you're always going to come back to a baseline. Here's where you're going to mess up a Pokemon card. You open it up 14 hours later and robotically to start putting more card spray on the pads and holding it together. I don't know where you live. It could be like super humid and it could take forever for card spray to dry where you live. Or you could be in a super arid place and it only takes like 3 hours, but a cycle is done when the pads are dry and the card is dry. Don't compound spray on the pads every 12 hours. And then you come back and you're like, man, it's coming out. It's looking good. And then you come back and it's like beef jerky, Charizard, you know what I mean? So that's important. And thank you guys for watching this live, because I know that like when I make a 5-minute video, it's fun to watch because it's like boom, boom, boom. And our attention spans are so, I'm the same way. But for those of you that hang out, watch these and listen to all the minutia, thank you, because I think that you'll always pick something up when you're doing these projects yourself. So let me drop this off over here. And if you guys are cool for hanging out, I want to do Michael Jordan. I love this card. This is like one of my ones I always was like chasing when I was young. So hang with me, okay? We'll do one more card and then you guys can go kick it and do something creative. Go work on a card. Let me inspire you to go pick something up, all right? So let me drop this off over here and then we will get started, all right? All right, let me turn this one around, you guys, and we'll get going. And isn't that cool? Like so I'm 43, and Michael Jordan played until like what, 2001, 2002-ish or something like that. So I was like 19, 20. So I got to watch Michael Jordan consciously from like when I was like probably 10 years old to 20 years old. And being a Detroit Piston and a bad boy, and we always totally disliked Michael Jordan. But, as a kid, I still like, even though I didn't like Michael Jordan, I sure did want a pair of Michael Jordan shoes. You know what I mean? And then, as much as like my uncles would come over and give me Red Wings cards and they'd give me Pistons cards, I always wanted the Jordans. You know what I mean? So now I can buy whatever the heck I want. And I like these. But let me show you guys this one. Oh, yeah. Thanks. It looks like MFC Reed. Yeah, I like the to collect guitars too, man. I'll show, if you guys ever like guitars, I'll show them to you sometime. Yeah, guys, I'm from Michigan, Metro Detroit, born and raised. I was born in Ann Arbor, but now I live in just north of Detroit. But here's what I like about this card. It's sweet. It's awesome. It's Michael Jordan, and let me get a good view for you guys. It's just shiny. So here's the things. Let's just look at the problems. You see them, right? We got a dimple on the front. We got the edges are wonky. So those kind of suck, And then I got this is like, it's not good, but it's best as it can be, because look at, you see how it doesn't have like much of there's not like a crease line. The corner's kind of beat up, but it doesn't have a crease line. I call that the triangle of death. So if you get the damn crease line going across there, you guys, it's a triangle of death. Calhoun County in the house, man. Michiganders. So then, so but the surface looks really good. I'm always looking, but there might be some stuff on Michael. But overall, when I picked this card up, I thought, all right, I always do my standard. I look at it and go, all right, the perimeter looks good. Centering looks pretty good. And then I looked at the back And I was like, oh, okay. I think it's just our standard wax is on the back, and I touch it and I can feel it, so I think we can get that off. But then there are some dents down here. You guys see like the dent by the bowl? Those bottom ones are what those are. All right, so first thing I want to do when I look at this, I want to put the card face down. Is what I want to do. And then I want to work on the back of it. I want to clean up the back, and I want to see if we can get a head start on some of these dings and dents, see what we can do by hand. Okay? So when you guys run into these, I feel like my wax or my lights, I want them to be brighter. Bear with me 1 second. I'm not seeing what I want. Okay. You guys, look at the back of your Fleer stickers. If you ever see all this crap all over them, it's just wax from the back of the card, or from the back of the pack. And it comes off. It's easy to get off. I got a question that says, are you coming to Chicago in 2 weeks? No, man, I'm going to miss that one. Unfortunately, I'm booked for March, and then going with my family. We're heading out at the end of the month. We're going on spring break. So we're doing a family vacation this month. But you guys, for this one back here, anytime you see this old wax, usually it's not brown, but I think that that's just probably dirt or something sticking to it from the like the penny sleeve or whatever over the years. So it's pretty easy to remove, you guys. I'll just use a little bit of card polish, and you'll feel it. It's gritty, but just kind of don't dig at it. Just glide over it. If you just keep on gliding over it, you'll break the wax down really quick. And I'm going to likely have to do this card like we did the other two tonight. You guys probably finish it with some spray. Hold it between pads overnight because we got some dents in it. But same thing. I don't want to hold this dirty old crap on it while we're holding it overnight. So that's why I'm getting the old wax stains and junk off first. Because when you're doing your structural work and your dings and dents and stuff like that, in almost all cases I can think of, you just want to, anytime you want to hold a card, you really don't want to hold it dirty on itself, unless you're doing a semi-soak to break down some stains, but it's just a little bit different. So let me read a question to you guys too. You know what? Somebody asked me if I knew another guy from Detroit. I might. I have I love all my relationships and friends on Instagram. I have a hard time remembering everybody's initials in there and everybody's handles. So I'm not sure. But let me read one more question. Somebody's asking something about application. Yeah, your GTO makes a great question and makes a great point. So, very good point. So, you guys, you see how I was getting all that? So, check it out. Look, it's off. No more dirty wax buildup. Cool, right? Look how nice that is. So, he made a great point. He said, you don't want to use this again, right? He's right. Because these, you guys, are as low as 10 cents if you buy them in bulk. And you don't want to use this and let it dry tonight and have the dirt and growtiness dry on it, and then tomorrow you come and start trying to work on a card and you scratch it. Okay? So that is a really really good point, dude, and I'm glad you brought that up. I agree with that. So then C-Tums asked me, how many soaks, treatments do you think the Venusaur will take? I don't know. If I'm going to guess, I would guess maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. I want to see if those wrinkles start moving out tomorrow. I think the dents on the top will come out well. The wrinkles go all the way across it. I bet you 2 or 3 cycles I'll be feeling pretty good. And then, I have a question here too that says, do you think keeping cards in penny sleeves is bad for over the, 10 to 20 years plus? I can tell you this. That's a really good question. I'm going to get something to drink real quick, you guys. Cheers. Thanks for being here, you guys. We'll wrap up the Jordan here in a minute. It's gonna, sometimes too, like if you're working on cards, take a break for a second. You know, it's like, I was sitting there looking at it going like, okay, I got to clean the back, then the edges. And I'm just like, chill out for a second. Don't rush it. Yeah, so pitch out, get rid of these, you guys. That's a good thing to say. And then, sorry, why I'm looking over here, guys, because that's where my monitor is. That's where I can read everything. Penny sleeves, yeah. Do you know, you guys, like, I bet you I know I got a bunch of my buddies on this channel or on the live right now that I see, but if you haven't watched my stuff before, penny sleeves, if you guys have penny sleeve, especially 90s cards, anything even like, yeah, like, for example, penny sleeves from like, I'd say the 80s and 90s were made out of a different plastic. A lot of them would stick. So if you guys ever have cards that stick to the penny sleeve, chill, take your time. If you can get it out of the penny sleeve and it leaves a bunch of weird residue and like stickiness on the front, just use card spray and card polish. Usually card polish will get it off. If you have anything sticky stuck to a card, like these old waxes or residues or whatever, try card polish. Don't ever pick at that stuff with your finger. Don't ever scratch. Don't do anything like that. It's never going to come off, but this will usually get it off. All right, so good point. So now, you guys, I just got the all that built up wax off the back. Let's look at the perimeter of this card now. I don't want to just spray 2 pads and hold it. I will, but I want to do a little bit of, because sometimes, you guys, it's in the details. I'll have guys reach out to me and say, hey, Kurt, I follow everything you do. And I still got this like ridge on here after a semi-soak, and I'll say, well, did you put a penny sleeve over it and work it a little bit while it was damp or anything? And they're like, no. And it's like, it's always like, you could do everything that's so close, but if there's like one little thing you pick up from watching this, it's worth it, you know? So I want to show you next. We'll go around the perimeter of this thing. And I think there's a couple spots I got to touch with card spray manually before I start the hold it for the night process. So you guys got to like deal with like a couple follow-ups with me tomorrow or the next day, but it'll be worth it. I promise. I'll document anything I do after these tonight, but I wanted to get them all started with you guys tonight. So let's take a look and we'll wrap it up. All right, so now, you guys, let's take a look here. On the back, the troubles that I found were that and that. So we're going to work on those. I am not going to even touch that corner. We're going to let the pad, there's no reason for me to even mess with that. The pads and plates will take care of that. I do, though, want to work on this. I do want to work on the bottom. All right. Oh, C-Tums, you crack me up. What would it cost to lure you into my basement to fix cards for a week? Man, it would be fun just to come hang out and fix cards for a week. Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what, behind the scenes, you know, I always try to keep my channel focused on cards and cards and cards, right? I'll tell you, behind the scenes, things have been really cool. Like, I'm very busy. I can tell you that. You guys have given me the busiest freaking job in the world, and I love it. But that's also led to a lot of production, staffing. We've hired more people. We're building, actually, just getting, cross my fingers that I get final inspection tomorrow. We're building our own lab. I have my own laboratory we built now here in our own production building. And so I'm overseeing a lot of that stuff, you guys. And then probably now I've been getting 200 to 300 messages or emails a day. So it's been a wild ride. So if I could just go out and hang out and clean cards and just like, that'd be fun. Or sometimes running a business is so damn busy. I say I work 3 shifts a day, 8 days a week, you know, but I've always been a busybody, and I'd much rather be doing this than most things I can think of. So, you know, but you know, you guys know, you message me, you guys know I always write you back and tell you. I ain't shy. I'll tell you what to do. I'll tell you, do it again. Stop. It's never going to work. Quit trying to convince yourself. You know, we'll have fun. So until we can invent what do you call it? Until I can teleport, I'm just gonna have to tell you what to do through the internet. Oh yeah, I just got one of my deer racks back the other day. I just got another mount. Got a nice 8-point with my bow last year, and I just got it back. So, I'm guilty of that. I love hunting, man. And this winter's been this winter's been cold, but I've been out doing some good ice fishing, you guys. So if you're it's hardcore to go ice fishing if you've never been ice fishing. I literally drill a hole in the ice and sit and catch little fish that are like, well, not little, but I mean, kind of little, like this big bluegill. And then I come home and fillet them all up for a little fillet. And all that just to go sit on the ice in Michigan. And that's what we do for fun here. But that's what you can do in Michigan outside in the winter. You go snowboarding or you go catch fish. Or if you had like cool trails or something, you could go snowmobiling. But I just don't have that near my house. I don't live in a very snowmobile area. Northern Michigan has got a lot. So here's what I want to do, you guys. Let me show you something. Whoa. If I was making a video, I'd edit that part out because I'd be like, I never throw stuff across my desk. All right, so now, yeah, Phil, what's up, man? I did all bluegill, and I caught a bunch of bluegill, and I was happy to get out there. Now, I kind of fish like a sissy, you guys. I'll tell you how I fish. I fish in my shanty with the heater on and my iPhone propped up, streaming like sports shows or TV shows. So I'm kind of a pampered ice fisherman. Hell yeah, Phil. I'll take that pound of perch any day. All right, so guys, let's get the dents out of here, or at least get them started. See the one right next to the bull? That's a good shot. I want you guys to see this. Not a big old drop, but a drop. And then these bottom spots right here, I'm going to do the same thing. I just like to do that because I'm confident, we'll get a good turnout from the pads and the plates. But I just like to kind of manually get that started if I can. All right. You guys are making it to the end here with me. Thanks, everybody, for joining tonight. I seriously look forward to this so much every week. So thanks for hanging out tonight, you guys. And I'll have some good follow-ups for you tomorrow, too. So now, you guys, I want to show you. I'm going to bring this up here in a second and show you. I just want to watch my drops dry a little bit here. And I'll show you what that did. But I still want to hold the card flat tonight because these bumps on the front, I don't think they're just going to go down with card spray. So let me show you my progress, and then we'll tuck it away for the night and let it sit and rest. I'm glad that you guys joined after anybody jump on. If anybody's here for the first time, what's up? Thanks for coming over and watching. We do this on Wednesday nights. And, sometimes like right now, you'll see like a project in the middle. So you'll see like, all right, you're like, I can still see the bumps there, dude. Right. But you see how they're like kind of like puffy now? That's a good thing. I like that little bit of puff in there because that means the card spray is in there. And then let's look at the back. So a little bit of, see these edges? See how the card is like a little puffy there now and we don't have these big old dents right there? Still by the bullhead. That's a good one. That's a good dent. But those are coming up nice. Just from that. Let's try the bullhead one more time while you guys are here. But what I feel confident about this little, by the logo, is it didn't break the paint. So that little dent that I'm working on right there, I bet you guys by tomorrow, it's going to look fantastic. And if you remember, you guys, if you're playing along at home, that corner, that weird bad corner, that's just going to go away. So let's get to it. let's put this right. We're going to put this over here. Let's get it out of the way for a second. And let's get out a couple pads and plates here. But tonight, you guys, I wanted to show you, because you know how like nothing tonight was like super, well, I guess the Venusaur was like a 3.5, but nothing like major bad tonight, because I wanted to show you guys just like the little treatments I'll do on stuff that's like not totally trash. Because like, you know, when I get a baseball card and I'll show you guys one that's like bent in half and has 5 different substances stuck to it, well, it sure is easy to see an improvement. But like, I wanted to dial it down on kind of this type of stuff. So look at, it's still a little bit there. It's fine. That little corner is going to go away. And then, I'm telling you, man, we're going to get this damn thing right there out of there. Okay, that bottom edge is already looking good. But let's put this face down. I'm going to do, where's my other pad? All right, here's my other pad. But what I want to do is one more, let's do a little bit more treatment before we close this thing up. So here's what I'm doing, guys. A little touch of spray. I always roll it like it's a paintbrush, so I can just keep it always nice and a nice tight tip like that, okay? So let's do a little treatment there, a little spot there. We'll do a little spot along the edge. That's all we need. Let's back up. We'll do that and that, all right? So now, you guys, tomorrow, I'm gonna, I'll show you guys the results of this, all right? So that's all I really do to work on those little spots. And the thing is, you guys, if you noticed that I didn't, I'll turn this around. I feel impersonal talking to the camera. If you guys noticed that I didn't soak out those spots, like that's the key thing. You notice how like when I was just touching those little spots, they will, I didn't soak them, is what I'm trying to say. Just little touches of moisture. So now when I'm holding that in there like this tonight, that's going to go in there and it's just going to unpack that damage. Moisture is really good because like with stuff like that, like dents and indents that are like sharp like that, you can't like push on them and expect them to like become flat and disappear. It doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean? It just like you touch it a little bit like that with like a little bit of card spray, it will unpack itself. It will like relax. And then when you're keeping it, the black foam pad, you guys, is sweet because it will keep it compressed, but it also gives it a little bit of room to grow. That's why you don't get a card damp like that and put it just between the plates, because you'll smash the heck out of it. It'll be too soft and you'll mess it up. All right. So you guys, I'm going to position myself over here because I do this show, of course, because I like it and it's fun, but I just want to make sure I answer any questions. Did I miss one? No, I mean, I just want to thank you guys for being here, man. That's the most important to me. I have such a fun time doing this, and I hope tonight was cool for you guys too. And what I'll do is follow up with these, you guys. I don't think they're going to take too long, really. I think that the Elly has those big indents. We'll see. And then we'll do... Pokemon looks pretty good. I mean, we'll see how it goes. You know, that's why I do these live, because no matter, seriously, it's cool when they all come out great. But no matter what, at least I can show you this type of stuff. And even if we make a bunch of improvements and like one part of it doesn't work out, then you can just like lock it in. I swear card carry, you guys, is a lot. I've used this metaphor maybe before, but it's kind of like when you touch a hot stove when you're a little kid, you kind of like, you learn real quick not what to do. So if I can teach you guys like not what to do, and you're out practicing on your stuff and doing little techniques like this, I don't want you guys to ever have to go backwards. I want you to be able to make, progress when it's possible. But I don't want you to be like, I want you to help you train your eye so you can like make good purchases. And if you like doing projects like this, you're finding good stuff, so keep watching. I'll always share everything I know with you guys. And, oh yeah, You guys, I'm glad everybody enjoys, working with my stuff too. And I thank you guys. If you ever need anything, my website, kurtzcardcare.com, and that's my wife's department. My wife and all the girls, they'll get your order right away. They'll package up the same day. They'll get that thing out the door the same day because they are all type A personality crew that run the tight ship over here, who I appreciate so much. But I appreciate you guys too. Good night, good night. Remember, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a good time. So be good to each other. Be good to your cards too. I'm Kurt with Kurt's Card Care. I'll see you guys next week.